There are many videos on the internet that seem harmless, entertaining, or just ordinary at first glance. But hidden among them are clips so disturbing and unsettling that once you see them, they'll haunt you forever. From strange encounters caught on tape, to mysterious footage that defies explanation, today we're exploring some of the most disturbing videos ever uploaded. If you're brave enough to keep watching, make sure to like this video and subscribe, because the next disturbing discovery might be even worse than what you're about to see. In Mexico, there's a story that feels more like an urban legend than reality. A woman hidden away, her children cut off from the world, and a husband whose control turned into obsession. They called it the Estrella incident. Let's see the nightmare.
Let's talk about one of the most disturbing Mexican TV episodes ever aired, the Estrella incident. Guys, I'm gonna be honest, this is either going to piss you off or make you cry. I don't know. In 2012, Mexican TV show 𝗀𝗯𝗀𝗀 would be dominating the TV show space, as it covered strange and wild incidents happening specifically in Latino America. However, on January 5th, 2012, the show would be celebrating its 100th episode by making an unexpected announcement that would lead to it broadcasting one of its most disturbing incidents yet, the Estrella incident. Now, Estrella was a woman that 𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀 had gotten a tip on by locals in 𝘀𝗂𝗂𝗯𝗀𝗀𝗀, Estado de Mexico, that was said to be kidnapped for 2 years by her own husband, who locked her up in a tiny room pregnant with her 2 daughters who were not allowed to go to school or have any outside communication because allegedly the husband was a religious fanatic. This information would set 𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀 off to go outside of the studio with her crew and do horrifying. Now, immediately after, 𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀 would interview the terrified family that actually at first was hesitant to leave because they were afraid of the husband retaliating, leading to 𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀 saying, guys, when she says something against men, she actually means it. Now, at this point, you might be wondering what happened to the family. 𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀 would actually follow up the episode, having the mother on the show and the daughters, and allowed Estrella to tell her own story, which she basically says that the relationship didn't start off like this and it only started getting more controlling a year in. We would then be informed that 𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀 has gotten them a temporary safe place to stay at, as well as therapy. 𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀 would then state that this is actually a daily occurrence in a lot of Latina women's lives. Call out the names of women who similar incidents actually ended up in them passing away, advocating for stronger community and protections for women. Guys, listen, say what you want about 𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀, but the fact that she went this far and used her power and influence to save a kidnapped family, it's unreal. Like, girl, we need you back. And yeah, that's the story of the Estrella incident. I'm genuinely just so happy that that family ended up getting saved. And I tried to look for more updates on them, but I couldn't find anything. But I genuinely hope that they're still doing all right. Anyway, stay safe and look out for one another.
That wasn't just television drama, it was a real family rescued live on air, and it still feels haunting to watch. But if you think that was intense, the next story shows an even darker side of reality, the 𝗵cie incident. On March 29, 2024, what started as a routine police stop in Malaysia turned into a terrifying shootout. A suspicious vehicle refused to comply, and within moments, the situation escalated into one of the most disturbing incidents caught in recent memory. Let's face the truth.
Let's discuss about
the 𝗵cie incident.
On March 29, 2024, the police team observed a 𝗵cie vehicle behaving strangely along with 𝗵cie in Malaysia. When the cops attempted to stop the vehicle for inspection, the suspects opened fire and attempted to evade capture, leading to a shootout in which all 5 suspects were killed. The gang was known for violent tactics, including assaulting victims who resisted. The inspection of the suspect's vehicle uncovered 2 revolvers, semi-automatic pistol, machetes, iron rods, masks, and gloves, which was prepared for a robbery. This incident has prompted calls from civil society organizations for an immediate coroner's inquiry to establish the facts surrounding the use of lethal force by the cops. Concerns have been raised about the necessity and proportionality of the force used, emphasizing the importance of transparency and accountability in law enforcement operations.
That was chaotic and unsettling, a reminder of how fast a simple stop can spiral completely out of control. And while this shootout raised serious questions about justice and accountability, the next case we'll look at is disturbing in a very different way, the mano video. Some clips on the internet feel more like urban legends than simple videos. The 𝗵cie që𝗋 video is one of them, a TikTok that shows a driver casually filming himself while a pale hand rests unnaturally at his side. To this day, people argue whether it was a mannequin or something much darker. Time to see it.
Let's talk about one of the creepiest videos that are on the internet right now. The mano video. You guys will not stop sending me this, so let's talk about it. On July 6th, 2025, user Victor 𝘀𝗂𝗯𝗀𝗃 would upload a video that would terrify its viewers. As in the video that now stands at almost 7 million views, you'd see Victor driving and doing this.
Con estos deditos te puedo hacer cosquillitas.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy, right? People in the comments would then ask if that's a real hand. I have chills. I'm a little bit scared. Some people doing some crazy theories. Like this person said, looking through his videos, he's either on an unaliving spree or he unalived his wife and that's her hand. That's kind of crazy. But listen guys, I did a little bit of a deep dive. And aside from this guy publicly just stating that he wants to be in a nice relationship, I think he's in one now. I'm not sure. I think that's a fake hand. Let's think about it, right? Like, it would be rotting at this point, right? I'm pretty sure that's like a mano que agarras para hacerte las uñas, you know, and to like practice. He installed it on his truck. Now, is that in itself creepy? Yeah, I think so. That looks horrifying. Do I think this is real? No. But do I think this is creepy? Yeah, I do think this is creepy. What do you guys think? Is this real? Is this fake? Is he just goofing on us, or are we about to be on a documentary? I hope not. Let me know.
It's unsettling because there's no real answer. Some viewers laughed it off, others spun chilling theories, but no matter what you believe, the image of that hand stays stuck in your head. It's the kind of video that feels harmless at first, until it doesn't, but this wasn't the only strange recording to leave viewers disturbed. The next story might haunt you even more, the Javier incident. It was supposed to be just another episode of La Red de To-Dos, a Mexican talk show known for drama and chaos. But in 2010, the show aired one of its wildest moments ever, when a grieving wife came on stage to mourn her husband's tragic death, only for his mistress to appear, claiming she was pregnant with his child. See it for yourself.
Let's talk about one of the craziest moments in Mexican TV history, the Javier incident. Guys, I talked about this video years ago, but so many of you guys have been asking me to cover it. And guys, I get it. This story is evil. I can't describe it. But before I show you these absolutely horrifying clips, let's break it down a little bit. In 2009, one of the most successful drama-driven TV series would be released on TV Azteca called La Hora de Todos, where you see host Laura Bozzo bring guests onto her show and interview them under crazy situations, sometimes involving into tears, arguments, or even fights. You think of like a Mexican Jerry Springer. But anyways, in 2010, La Hora para Todos would have one of the craziest moments in TV history with this episode, in which she'd have a wife appear in tears and explain that she tragically lost her husband in a horrible car accident. But unfortunately for her, she would be faced with her dead husband's mistress, a 21-year-old girl who he had gotten pregnant. Now, this is where the episode gets kind of weird, because Laura would obviously feel for the wife, grab Javier's ashes, you know, the husband, and do this.
Acá está Javier. Bueno, yo a veces converso con los muertos y la verdad yo no entiendo, Javier, de verdad. Trata de explicarme, Javier, porque ¿cómo puedes hacer esta maldad? Tu esposa, a la que amabas, 21 años, Javier, con tu esposa, y encima te metes con una niña de 21 años, Javier. Embarazas a una niña de 21 años. ¿Cómo puede ser posible que tú seas capaz, Javier, de hacer semejante cosa?
Yeah, she scolded the ashes. Now, things would get even more strange when Laura would claim that she can talk to the dead and that now she is going to summon Javier. Let me just show you what happens.
Bajen las luces, señores. Este programa tiene el poder de resucitar a los muertos. ¡Que pase el muerto! ¡Que pase!
Yeah, he's alive. Obviously, the wife freaks out, goes to hug him. The mistress just faints, knocks out. Now, at this point, you might be thinking, okay, he got exposed. Let's just get him and his wife back together. No, Javier then claims that he has amnesia. He can't remember anything because, you know, the crash did happen, according to him. That's why he pushed off his wife off of him, because he doesn't remember her. And when Laura proceeds to show him a photo of his family with his wife, he claims that he doesn't remember them. not even his kid. So Laura, not believing any of it, proceeds to show this.
Ahí está su nueva esposa. Señora, por favor, se lo pido. Por favor, señora.
¿Cómo me pudiste engañar? El fruto del trabajo de los dos.
Yeah, he started another family with another woman. Y'all, this is intricate. This is getting too crazy. So, Laura brings the third woman and basically exposes this man to hell. All I gotta say is, if you gotta fake your death to cheat, that's some crazy work. And yeah, that's the story of the Javier incident. What do you guys think? Is this real? Is this fake? Is this truly just some narrative TV gold? Or is Javier truly the most evil serial cheater in existence? Let me know. Let me know.
The episode stopped feeling like television the moment Javier walked in alive. Every new twist pushed it further from drama and closer to something grotesque, a staged nightmare disguised as entertainment. From fake deaths to broken families, disturbing stories come in many forms. The next one is no exception, the blinking 𝗀𝘂𝗯𝗀𝗿 Cristo statue. The videos spread across the internet, dividing millions between belief and doubt. Some saw a miracle, others swore it was a hoax. But it all began in 2016, when a camera inside a church in 𝗀cie caught a statue of Jesus doing something no statue should. Watch at your risk.
Let's talk about one of the creepiest Mexican videos out on the internet right now, the blinking 𝗀𝗂𝗯𝗀𝗃 statue. But before I show you the creepy video, let's break it down a little bit. In 2016, in Saltillo, Coahuila, Mexico, someone would record something terrifying at their local church, la Capilla de la Catedral del Saltillo. It would later be uploaded by this user and gain millions and millions of views. And the video went viral. I mean, Primer Impacto actually covered it that same year. And Primer Impacto did a whole investigation. They had like an actual paranormal investigator say that he actually saw the man that recorded the video and saw the video for himself on the phone. And he said that the video was 100% legit. But this is where it gets tricky, because then they had a video analysis look at the video and be like, guys, this is fake. It's filtered. People were so torn up about whether this video was real or fake. Had one of the reporters, Francisco, go and visit the actual church. Now, with all of this in mind, I'm going to show you the video. Here it is. What did you think? I do have to say, there is some weird, creepy aura. I don't know if it's like the weird, like Silent Hill filter. Now, a lot of people that go to this church say that the video is real. It's a miracle. But what do you guys think? Is this real? Is this fake? Is this a miracle? Let me know. Let me know.
The most unsettling part isn't just the blink itself, but the atmosphere surrounding it. The dim light, the silence of the church, and that one unnatural movement created something far more disturbing than a simple hoax could ever achieve. Miracle or illusion, the effect is the same: unease. The next case carries that same chilling weight: Elisa Lam incident. Hotel guests complained about low water pressure, but what maintenance workers found on February 19, 2013 was far more horrifying: the body of 21-year-old Elisa Lam inside a rooftop water tank. Just weeks earlier, security footage had shown her behaving erratically in the elevator of the Cecil Hotel, a video that quickly went viral and sparked endless theories. Let's roll it.
Let's discuss about
Elisa Lam incident.
On January 28, 2013, Elisa was staying at the Cecil Hotel in Los Angeles and was supposed to be checking out on the 31st. However, Elisa was acting strangely in the elevator and has strict parents who lets her travel alone or without them. But it turns out that she never checked out, nor did she call home to tell her family that she was extending her story. On February 19, 2013, the guests at the Cecil Hotel are complaining about low water pressure in the hotel. The police started investigating, and they found her body floating in the water tank on the roof. Her death was ruled as an accidental drowning, but the door to the roof was locked and had its alarm on, and the water tank was covered with heavy lids. Multiple people believe that she couldn't have opened the tank and went in on her own. To this day, her death remains an unsettling mystery.
The strangest part isn't just how she moved, but where she was eventually found. A locked rooftop, heavy lids on the tank, and alarms that should have gone off. All of it makes the accidental drowning explanation feel almost impossible to accept. Some mysteries refuse to stay buried, and Elisa's case is one of them. The next story carries that same disturbing weight, the Peggy doll video. Some videos are said to be so cursed that they don't just disturb you, they can physically harm you. The Peggy doll video is one of them. Since 2015, countless viewers have reported chest pains, nausea, and even panic attacks after watching it. One woman in Britain even claimed to have suffered a heart attack. Time to play it.
Let's talk about one of the most cursed videos out on the internet right now, the Peggy doll video. Now, before I show you the cursed video, I need to give you a warning because apparently 80 people felt sick after watching this video. Specifically, they had chest pains, nausea, and crippling headaches. Just letting you know, just in case. Also, apparently a British woman got a heart attack after watching this video. Peggy is a doll that is said to be possessed by an English woman that was born in 1946, passed from a chest-related condition. But Peggy started going absolutely viral in 2015 because allegedly this video caused people to get sick, to get anxiety attacks. Some even said that their computer screens froze after playing this video. Apparently, Peggy can also give you nightmares. So listen, if you're anxious, maybe don't watch this video. I'm just gonna show you the video. Here it is. Do you feel different? Are you anxious? Do you have a headache? Or are you suffering from a placebo effect, you think? Anyways, yeah, there's the video. I'm gonna be honest, I believe that things can be haunted. But watching this video, I feel okay right now. I'll tell you if I have nightmares. But yeah, do you guys think this video is truly haunted? Or do you think a bunch of people are just suffering from the placebo effect? I don't know about that though, because if there was a woman that had a heart attack after watching this, I don't know. What do you guys think? Let me know. Let me know.
Whether it's a genuine curse or the power of suggestion, the unease is real. The doll's blank stare, combined with the story surrounding it, makes the experience feel heavier than just watching an ordinary video. Cursed objects, haunted footage, unexplained effects, the internet is full of them. The next case is another disturbing example, 𝗴cie₂ mannequin. For nearly a century, people in Chihuahua, Mexico have whispered the same legend. In 1930, a mannequin appeared in the window of a bridal shop, but it didn't look like any mannequin they'd ever seen. With its lifelike skin, veins, and nails, many swore it wasn't a mannequin at all, but the embalmed body of the shop owner's daughter, who had tragically died on her wedding day. Here it comes.
Let's talk about one of the most terrifying legends from Mexico, la Pasqualita mannequin. Now, before I show you the creepy videos of this mannequin, let me break down the story a little bit. It was March 25th, 1930, when Pasquala Esparza's bridal shop in Chihuahua, Mexico, placed a very realistic looking mannequin on its storefront. Now, people immediately noticed that it looked a little too eerily familiar to the shop owner's daughter, who had just passed away from a scorpion bite on her wedding day. Now, coupled with how much it looked like her, how it was wearing a wedding dress, and how it had realistic looking set of hands and nails and veins, people started to speculate that the shop owner went crazy after his daughter's unaliving, wanted to keep her memory alive, and decided to embalm her body and prop her up for everyone to see her beauty and commemorate her. According to legend, obviously. Then it would be in the early 2000s that people would be more horrified of her because of this video. Now I'm going to show you the video, but you need to look very close because it's one of those potato quality videos. It was recorded like in the early 2000s, okay? But in the video, you see la Pasqualita smile. And guys, this was before filters, okay? Just take that in mind, okay? Okay, so I'm going to show you the video. Here it is. Now, our favorite Mexican paranormal TV show, Extra Normal, went to Chihuahua to investigate and basically asked the citizens if they have seen anything weird with La Pasqualita. And the citizens in Chihuahua claim that sometimes they don't see the mannequin there, or that it would be moved from its position, and sometimes they apparently even see a woman in a wedding dress walking around the streets in the middle of the night, while La Pasqualita is not in the front of the store. Now, I'm gonna be honest, this story is a little bit heartwarming, because it's kind of like a tragic story. And if it is true that this is not a mannequin, it's actually a body, and the dad felt so heartbroken that he wanted to show off his daughter's beauty in what could have been basically a bride, it's a little bit heartwarming. But I'm gonna be honest, if I was her, I wouldn't want that to happen to me. But what do you guys think? Legend or hoax? Let me know.
The unsettling part lies in the contradiction. To some, Pasqualita is a tragic tribute from a grieving father. To others, she's a grotesque display that never should have existed. That tension between devotion and horror is what makes the mannequin so unforgettable. Like a shadow frozen in glass, Pasqualita still stares back at everyone who dares to look. The next case, however, refuses to still at all, the box demon. It was an ordinary evening in Pennsylvania when a stranger appeared at someone's doorstep. Wearing a flower mask and calling himself the box demon, the 38-year-old intruder was captured entirely on the home's ring security camera. What should have been just a quiet night turned into a disturbing encounter. Don't look away now.
Let's discuss about
The Box Demon.
On March 11, 2025, a 38-year-old shows up to someone's house in Pennsylvania wearing a flower mask. They call themselves the Box Demon. What makes it disturbing is that it's all caught on the Ring cam, the security camera outside the house. Here's the clip. Fun fact, this picture is a reference to a popular Roblox game called Dandy's World. To Dandy's World fans watching right now, what are your thoughts on this news and how do y'all feel about this? Comment your opinion below.
The behavior is bizarre, almost theatrical, muttering strange phrases, referencing video games, and wearing a mask that feels more unsettling than playful. It's the kind of footage that doesn't just confuse you. It lingers in your head like a scene from a nightmare you can't explain. If an unexpected visitor at your door can be this disturbing, imagine what happens when the horror isn't outside, but already inside. That's exactly what the next case reveals, the Valeria Marquez incident. It began as something ordinary, a TikTok live stream from a beauty salon with Valeria Marquez smiling and chatting happily with her fans. But in just moments, that ordinary scene would turn into one of the most disturbing tragedies ever broadcast online. Now watch the curse.
Let's talk about
The Valeria Marquez live stream incident.
If you haven't heard about this incident, watch this video. This happened in Mexico. It all started with a woman named Valeria, who was live streaming normally on TikTok from her beauty salon. She seemed very happy at the time, talking with her fans. However, a stranger, apparently pretending to be a delivery person, entered the salon and gave her a gift. But the gift was just a trick to get close to her. Then, the stranger pulled out a gun and shot her multiple times. After that, the murderer turned off the live stream. The video left many people in shock. Soon, everyone was talking about the incident and sharing it all over social media, about how Valeria was shot live on TikTok. May Valeria rest in peace. Stay safe out there.
The horror wasn't only in what happened, but in how many people saw it unfold in real time. Viewers expected laughter and beauty tips. Instead, they witnessed a crime that should never have been broadcast. The internet didn't just spread the clip. It turned shock into collective grief. Like a screen shattering in an instant, moments of joy can collapse into horror without warning. The next case is a chilling reminder of that truth, the Thailand earthquake incident. In March 2025, Thailand woke up to chaos. Buildings cracked open, water spilled from rooftop pools, and bridges connecting skyscrapers snapped in two. The cause was a massive 7.7 magnitude earthquake centered in Myanmar, powerful enough to shake more than half of Thailand's provinces. The clip begins here.
Let's discuss about
The Thailand earthquake incident.
On March 28, 2025, a powerful 7.7 magnitude earthquake struck central Myanmar near Mandalay, causing significant tremors across Southeast Asia, including Thailand. The earthquake led to the collapse of a 33-story skyscraper under construction in the Chatakak district. This disaster resulted at least 18 fatalities and 33 injuries in the city. The tremors were felt across 56 of Thailand's 76 provinces, with damage reported in 13 provinces, including primarily in the north and around Bangkok. Therefore, sky bridges connecting luxury apartment towers were severed, and the water spilled from rooftop pools due to the shaking. Hospitals were also impacted. For instance, 𝗴ecie Hospital in Bangkok evacuated patients from its 25-story building due to structural cracks. They're also relocating them to a sports hall and transferring 160 patients to other facilities. This earthquake underscores the region's vulnerability to seismic events and highlights the importance of preparedness and international cooperation in disaster response.
Watching the skyscraper collapse and hospitals evacuating patients shows just how fragile a city can be. In seconds, a routine day turned into disaster, reminding everyone that even towering structures and modern systems can crumble without warning. Nature has its own way of reminding us how little control we truly have. But the next case shows that sometimes it isn't nature we should fear most. Elisa Lam incident. Guests at the Cecil Hotel began complaining that the water was turning black and tasted strange. When staff finally checked the rooftop tanks on February 19, 2013, they discovered the body of 21-year-old Elisa Lam floating inside. Just days earlier, hotel cameras recorded Elisa behaving in a way that remains unexplained.
Let's talk about
Elisa Lam incident.
Elisa Lam was known for behaving strangely in the elevator. She has strict parents who sometimes wouldn't let her travel alone or without them. But one day, she was thrilled to be able to travel to downtown Los Angeles by herself. She arrived in Los Angeles on January 26, 2013, and checked into the Cecil Hotel on January 28. On January 31, 2013, she disappeared from the hotel. Her parents were worried and tried to contact her, but couldn't reach her. They reported her missing, but there was no sign of her for weeks. Meanwhile, guests at the Cecil Hotel started complaining about the water being black and having an unusual taste. The hotel staff investigated, and on February 19, 2013, they found Elisa Lam's body was found floating in the hotel's water tank on the roof. There were no signs of trauma, and the initial conclusion was an accidental death. However, footage from the hotel elevator showed Elisa acting strangely. She was pressing multiple buttons, and seemed disoriented and distressed. This strange behavior added to the mystery surrounding her disappearance. Some people believed she was playing a game, while others thought she might be hiding from someone or being chased. We may never know why she acted that way. Stay safe.
Her case became infamous not just because of where she was found, but because nothing about it made sense. The elevator footage showed panic without a pursuer, fear without an enemy, details that make the official explanation of an accident feel incomplete at best. The Cecil Hotel has seen countless disturbing stories, but Elisa's remains the one people can't let go. The next case carries that same unshakable sense of dread, Selene Delgado Lopez incident. In the 1990s, Mexican television often interrupted programs with public service announcements about missing people. Most were brief, routine, and quickly forgotten. But one name, Selene Delgado Lopez, became infamous after her broadcast appeared during a children's show and displayed an image that viewers described as deeply unsettling. Let's roll the nightmare.
Let's talk about
Selene Delgado.
In the 1990s, a Mexican television channel broadcasted information about missing people. These broadcasts often appearing during commercial breaks, aimed to spread awareness of missing individuals. Each broadcast featured the person's name, age, and date they went missing. One particular broadcast, however, people were shocked. The broadcast of Selene Delgado, a woman who went missing on April 22 in 𝗴cie obregón, Mexico City, was allegedly interrupted during a children's television show. Her photo was replaced with an unsettling image. Here's a video.
Selene Delgado Lopez, de 18 años, se extravió el 22 de abril en la delegación Álvaro Obregón. Selene Delgado López se ignora su paradero desde el 28 de mayo del año 2000. Selene Delgado López, de 18 años, se extravió el 22 de abril en la delegación Álvaro Obregón.
People were shocked Because of this, it was interrupted by this man. And thousands of children were horrified.
The more people tried to investigate, the stranger it became. Some claimed there were no real records of Selene Delgado's disappearance, while others swore they remembered seeing her face countless times on TV. The incident sits somewhere between fact and fabrication, too vague to confirm, yet too disturbing to ignore. These were only fragments of the disturbing world online. There's more, much more. Hit like, click subscribe, and join me on the next deep dive. And if you're brave enough, come hang out when I go live, because that's when things get even darker.